Bananas and muffins. So when Tiffany and I were talking about this, Dr. Garner, we dinner, Arby's. So having some time to meet with students and have breakfast. Of course, that will look different for everybody, of course. And I know you guys have a lot of your massive events, and you have the community events like that. Using authentic projects to drive your curriculum and improve achievement.
And I know that as a faculty, we do a lot of these things, and so attending extracurricular events in which your students participate. We have a lot of students that participate in band and lacrosse, and they're excited when they see you there. They're excited when they know that they're teachers, or even if it's just you see them the next day. Oh, I heard y'all kick butt yesterday. That's what I said to a couple of kids today with lacrosse, because they won that game, and that's a big feat for them. So just seeing your involvement and that you're even aware of what's going on with them. Creating a library in your classroom, and again, that could look different based on the subject. Do a walk and talk, and I think you have something to share about a walk and a talk.
So I do the walk and talk with the students a lot. When their student comes to see me and they feel like they're anxious, or they're just not feeling great, they're not really ready to talk, we kind of just start walking, and then the student starts to talk. So I definitely do the talk and walk with students quite often. But when I was reading about it, it was saying, if you're from a classroom setting, if you're in the classroom and you have a small group, it may not work if you've got 30 students, but if you're in a small group and you're kind of feeling like you're at that stuck point, but it's something that you can talk about with your students on a walk. So kind of removing from the classroom, talking, it could be just a walk up the hall, back down.
Using student names in your examples. I know that Miss Allen and I, in math problems, will throw a kid's name in there. In projects, we throw their names in there, and then they get the paper, and they're like, oh my goodness, my name's on the paper. Who wouldn't think that would make them excited, but it does. And it provides them with a connection. Create a classroom newsletter. Have students fill out information sheets at the beginning of the year, and I think we all do some form of this one way or another. And then trying to include their interests when you're planning. Talk about your interests with your students. And of course, we know to stay within a certain limit on that, but definitely sharing parts of your life, seeing pictures of your kids, you talking about your weekend. I have students that come in and ask, so how was your weekend? Because I always ask them about theirs. So, just creating, again, that community. Establishing journal buddies. Again, lends more freely to certain subjects, but we can write about anything. So at some point, you can plug that in. Get to know your students through their journal. Smile at your students and smile with them. So taking breaks to laugh and have a good time in the classroom is not a bad thing. Listening to your students. And then videotaping yourself and analyzing your body language. So again, going back to that body language. Sometimes we don't necessarily pick up on it or see how we're coming across to students. So it takes us videotaping ourselves and seeing it to really be able to begin to try to modify that.
Okay, so we've talked